Hello, everybody. I'm Shri Kripa, currently working as an assistant professor in MES College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Bangalore. I work in the Department of Psychology. And I'm here today to talk about World Suicide Prevention Day. Since 2003, every September 10th is marked as World Suicide Prevention Day. It's an awareness day, and many activities and events are held around the world on this particular day, aiming at preventing suicide. Suicide, like most of you would already know, is the act of taking away one's own life. And the reason behind this particular act could be many. It could be the stressors that an individual is facing currently, that is, the current life challenges, job loss, or it could be a breakup, or it could be something like loss of a family member. And the reason could be physical and mental illness, or some personality characteristics of an individual, lack of a support system, or when their coping strategies are exhausted. So, there can be many reasons for an individual to decide to take away one's own life. So, the theme of this year's World Suicide Prevention Day is working together to prevent suicide. So, now I'll throw some light upon how important the support system is going to be in recognizing those initial signs of an individual who is probably thinking of taking away his or her life. Yes, I do agree that it is the role of a mental health professional uh, in helping an individual come out of these thoughts. However, we all as individuals can play some role, and at the initial level, we can identify or recognize those signs and symptoms, like I already said, and then maybe refer them to a professional if required. Sometimes even just the support system can help heal a lot of things, right? So 2 years ago, I attended a workshop conducted by Mukta Foundation. It's an organization that's working towards preventing abuse and also promoting mental health. So this foundation conducted a workshop, a one-day workshop on gatekeeper training to prevent suicide. So gatekeepers are those individuals who are having a check on the people at an initial level to recognize or identify those signs and symptoms of suicidal thoughts in an individual. So, in this video, I would be discussing some takeaways from that particular workshop that I attended. So, there are a few things that we all need to take out from our heads, that is, some myths that we are holding about suicide. So, it follows like this. Talking about suicide may give some ideas to people about suicide, about carrying out the act of suicide. No, that's not true. Talking it out will not make somebody develop an idea over it. People who talk about suicide will not do it. That's again incorrect, because somebody who's talking about it may as well go ahead with the act. So don't be very ignorant about it. Some people consider it as just an attention seeking behavior. Well, there can be instances where they are seeking attention. However, it's always important to just have a check on them and provide them with that support uh, when you hear somebody saying something like that about taking away one's own life. There may be no warning signs for suicide. Well, sometimes, yes, it might come across as a shock and there wouldn't have been any warning signs, but somebody at least would have had some warning sign, if not many people. But in most of the cases, there are warning signs. Let's say that they probably are extremely calm, suddenly calm, there is sense of calmness in them, or they're highly agitated, they're worried, they've lost interest about everything happening in their life, or their recent search history has been about how to take away one's own life, or about um, life after death, withdrawal from social activities, and self-harm behaviors. So there can be so many signs, or talking about suicide often. So all these things can be the signs. So, usually, suicide act comes with some signs and warnings. Also, please remove the idea that there is no point in talking about uh, talking to a person who is depressed about suicide. No, uh, it is essential to talk it out with people who are depressed, clinically depressed. Also, some people have this thought that if somebody is determined to take away one's own life, then nobody can stop. Well, yes, destiny plays a role, but certainly we have some things in our control. We can work towards it and prevent an individual from the act of taking away his or her life. Also, some people believe that if has been an earlier failed attempt, then such individuals will not attempt it again. No, that's not true. Each individual is different. So there can be chances that the same individual can attempt taking away life one more time or multiple times. So, what I would like to tell you all is don't ignore these signs. Have a subtle way of talking it out to that person, asking them how they are feeling. Have a check on those individuals. So, do it in a very subtle way. Don't act very shocked or don't trivialize their problems. So, if they're sharing some problem, you might not find it as a big thing, but for that person, it matters. So, respect their views and opinions. Through your words, make them feel that you're hearing them out, you're empathizing. Do not show sympathy. So, empathy and sympathy, there's an obvious difference in the two of it. So, empathize with that individual. Don't offer advices to them because that's not what they're looking for at that point of time. They want to be heard. So it's not the time where you give advices to them. Do not make him or her feel guilty about anything, like, oh, if you're taking away your life, then imagine how what you're going to put everyone through. No, that's not the way you're going to deal with uh, what what he or she is going through. So you have to find the right way of dealing with it. Use words like, I understand. I'm here to talk to you. You're not alone in this. You can share what you're going through. I just wanted to check on you. How are you feeling? So statements like this, like these, will definitely be very soothing. Do not promise confidentiality to them because if it's something serious, then you need to inform the immediate uh, family members or support system. So don't promise confidentiality. And if you promise, then you'll have to maintain it. It will be unethical for you to break it. So do not promise in the first place. Also, when you're assuring that you're there, don't say that you're always there for a person. Because if you say that, then they expect you to always be there. But in reality, it's not possible for you to be available all the time. So take the responsibility, but also tell that you're available at a certain time. And when you, let's say, are not able to handle something, be responsible enough to hand it over to someone who can keep a check on that individual, somebody that is genuinely concerned. So all of us can be those individuals gatekeepers that can recognize these signs and symptoms, and also if needed, please refer them to mental health professionals. Currently in this situation, there are a lot of online helplines that are available. There are suicide prevention helplines, and they definitely are going to provide that support that's necessary for these individuals. So, yes, all of you, let's join hands together and prevent suicide because every life matters. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Thank you. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to the Rotary Club RT Nagar for giving me this opportunity to express my views on the day of World Suicide Prevention Day. Thank you all once again.